Hello, I'm Yabo, and this is RimWorld, ETNO Escapades. RimWorld is an omniscient disembodied middle manager simulator from Lydion Studios by Ten and Sylvester. The opening splash page pretty much is brilliant because it tells you all the story you need to know. You were inside of this ship. The ship is now in two pieces, and this little junk out here is probably you falling towards the surface of the planet. RimWorld has its leisurely moments. I might skip over some things, especially if I stop talking during the game. Let's look a bit at founding a new colony. There are three scenarios. There are three sets of survivors that you could be using. You could be three crash-landed survivors, one rich explorer, 5 lost tribespeople. Basically, the fewer people you have, the more tech you have. There's some customized stuff. There's Steam Workshop work that I haven't even gotten into yet. A dog said, animal surgery. Oh boy. Yep, probably too deep for what I'm interested in. So, the AI director is configurable, which is kind of cool. You could have just sort of a nice, relaxed game with varying levels of difficulty. Cassandra is the default AI director, and again, you have the varying levels of difficulty and permadeath. And Randy Random is just he'll just throw whatever he feels like at you at any time. Whereas Phoebe and Cassandra are sort of trying to build stories. I see that they've gotten rid of the easiest level, and they're starting at base builder in the most recent version. I think I'm going to go casual with some challenge. And I'm going to eschew permadeath just because I want to be able to, restart in case some bug takes down the game. The seed I'm going to choose is ETNO, and otherwise take the default here. Now, we haven't even started quite yet because we now choose the spot, one of these little things here, where we're going to set up. So each one of these areas, not only do you have the randomization, but you have the map around it. You could select a random site, which I think I'm going to take a little more control over that. I'm going to go for maybe the friendliest thing I can go for here. Let's see, pick this. Has a growing season. I'm going to go with year-round, just to have things be a bit easier on me. Marble and sandstone. I want to look for some granite. I like granite. And this one actually looked fabulous right here. So I'm taking that. Now, I've chosen the wrong, I didn't want 5 fellows, I wanted 3. So let's go back here, back to some challenge. And apparently it assumes that you want to redo everything, which is fine. That's all good. Notice how is the size different? I don't think so, but that's also interesting. But notice how this is the same. You're still on Old Kajam with the ETNO seed. And so presumably this here is the same. And is it? Maybe it is. And here we are. Thaler, Priscilla, and Carlotta. Hmm. Um, Too many incapable ofs for my tastes. So I'm going to have it randomize another um, unit until I sort of find someone. Oh, I need someone that's a little more general. Um, Crafting looks awesome. Artistic and research and shooting is a little bit concerning. So I'm gonna roll again. I mean, so here we go. Here's someone with a lot of shooting ability and growing ability. That's a good mix, and also some animal handling. Little restriction there. Incapable of caring or social. Bloodlust is concerning. The green thumb is nice, and psychic sensitive can bite him in the butt. Randomizing here a bit. Here we go. Artery blockage. That's a little bit of a concern. But wow, awesome cooking and medicine. Great potential in social. And some research ability. And mining is nice, and that's enough shooting to satisfy me. This fellow, a lady, excuse me, um, we'll rejigger this until we get really good miner. Um, okay and growing. No, not happy with that. Great with animals. Fabulous. Crafting and research. Good. Adequate shooting. And the social will probably be a problem. And they're just going to have to get better. Okay. All right. There's a father-daughter relationship here, which is actually bad for my story. So I kind of regret doing this, but here we go. Let's see. Cooking real good. Animals. Social. It's nice to have a social person. Okay. Again, looking here, no crafting and research, but social animals and growing, and a desire to do artistic. Shopkeeper, gardener, steadfast, and prostophile. With an artery blockage, that would be good. I'm going to spin the die a little bit more, and I'm thinking I might cut this out. Construction, growing, mining, and artistic. Okay, so this is good. All right, Philip. Rosti, Merritt. Can I change that? I certainly can. I thought I couldn't do that. Let's see. And setting this up a bit. And can't edit relationships. Oh, help. I might be in a lot of trouble now, but that's fine. So, generating ourselves a map takes a little while. It's biggish map. You awake in your cryptosleep sarcophagi. Wonderful, wonderful phrase. The sound of sirens and ripping metal. Reference the previous image. Barely get out into the escape pods. Sometime later, this happens. Bam. And now, I'm pausing the game because I want to take stock of where we're at. So, basically, good things and bad things will be coming in from the edges. So, quick take a look at the edges and how we might be able to control the lanes of access. Alright, so we have an image of that. So this looks like a goodish area. This looks like a goodish area. And this is a little sketchy. Alright, so let's start here, because this would be super desirable. We have a steam vent, so way down the line we can build a geothermal plant here. So we can build up our power here. So that's a good thing. I'm liking this. Because we can build an area here, or probably here, initially, and then hollow this out, and then just sort of have this whole area which could be defensible. When we get crazy, we could go out in here, but frankly I see this as an agricultural area, and then this is the power area. So I haven't found anything to do with water, but it's interesting that it's here. We have compacted machinery, compacted steel. No, don't ask me how compacted machinery works. We would be digging out limestone here. Not ideal, but okay. Because I'd really like to build with granite. This is mostly limestone and slate. More compacted steel. Good resource availability. And here, back to limestone. Well, maybe I didn't read the thing that I was clicking on closely enough. I thought there was some granite here. Apparently there isn't. Oh, whoa, there it is. There's the granite. Not a lot of granite. That's okay. I'm not exactly sure how useful the how different the various rocks are when it comes to building walls. Oh, nice. Muffalos. These are nice. You know, they make nice cows, and also they have good wool. We won't be experiencing much cold here. In fact, we'll probably have some heat waves. So we'll be interested in setting up some cooling. So let's take a look at this. Going to our research. Okay, once we have a research bench, we can do some researching. So we're not going to do that immediately, but what we can do, what we come with, is batteries, complex clothing, which includes hats and coats and things, nutrient paste, which is bland food, solar panels for energy, air conditioning for keeping things cool during those heat waves aforementioned, and electricity, which is of course necessary for batteries, solar, and air conditioning. I think I want to start, well, let's see, back to the research menu. The things we haven't researched are stone cutting, which I frequently get early so that I can build some nicely defensible walls. Passive cooler. I mean, we could get away with tree. We have lots of trees. We could get away with wood. Passive coolers. I've not played with this before because the game just updated. Psychite. Psychite is looks like a stimulant drug. Not super sure I want to do that. Auto doors. Surprisingly low tech, but I guess after electricity it doesn't take much. Pemmican is what you do if you don't have refrigeration. Devil Strand, I've never actually had a grower that's good enough to go with. Now I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but malaria block, wake up. Oh, so that's concerning. Smithing, hydroponics would be good if you weren't in a basically easy to grow area. Microelectronics gets you into advanced. Advanced research. Gun turrets, which are good and bad, but come after microelectronics. And then this is just stuff that we don't consider yet. Well, as we go on, we'll see things pop up that we can do. Right now, there's nothing we can research because we have no research bench. Right. So that's a little bit of what I'm strategizing. There we go. I'd lost everybody. So now we're going to get down deep into what's around because we're searching for things that we're going to want to pick up. These survival meals, we want to pick those up. Okay. So what I'm looking for is things with little red X's, because those are things that I want to give my guys, my team, permission to pick up. In the area are turkeys and female turkeys. Okay, and let's so most of the stuff drops right near the team. So now I'm going to look at, I want to make sure to mark this. These resources are going to be important for our initial building. Dude Mom is someone who can shoot. Stas, similar, but isn't, as you say, on fire for it. Rosti is an all-around fighter. So why am I checking their fighting skills early on? It's because one comes with some defense weapons, and it's not a bad idea to arm up early, even though, I mean, you won't start with go time by any stretch of the imagination, but you do want to, can I change the name? I can't, that's fine. We'll work that later. You just want to be prepared when go time happens. Okay, so let's start by making a stockpile zone into which we put everything. And actually, there are a couple of things that we don't want to put in initially, like corpses or chunks. Okay, so eventually, this is that future planning is in the future. So immediate planning is getting stuff in one place so that future work is going to be good. Let's take a look at, speaking of work, our capabilities there. So Dude Mom is our researcher. Not so much crafting. Could do some art. Mining. Oh, mining is something that I want to see happen. Although let's do this the important way. Is every column covered? Yes, every column is covered. That's good. So we'll make Dude Mom. Everyone is most importantly a patient. I can pull them out of that if they need it. I want people in general to use bed rest to get better. Dude Mom is our only doctor. That's a potential issue. There's no reason for everyone not to have the capability of flicking switches. Wardening is basically when you capture people, you can do lots of things with them, and wardens are the people that do that. Animal handling. that's certainly been, so Gesha will probably bond to Rosti. That's good. Cooking. Cooking is fine. Hunting. Dude Mom has a pistol. Yep, a pistol. So not bad to put her on hunting duty. Stas has the knife. I don't want any up close and personal stuff there. Okay, Zero. Actually, a little construction, maybe not repairing, but a little construction is good. Everyone gets to do constructing. The only repair person. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that. That's a good choice. Mining. Pretty much everyone gets to do mining too. Plant cutting. What was the skill? Oh yeah, okay. So growing and plant cutting should be about the same. I mean, you might want people to... So, here we go. Growing and harvesting goes off of the growing task. Plant cutting is like, clear out these trees, clear out this stuff that isn't in a growing area. So you get to specify areas for growing down the line. So smithing, tailoring, not worried about that. Art, not worried about that. Crafting is going to be important. And, you know, it's a little concerning that we only have one crafter. Everyone hauls now. I'm going to set this down earlier, but the first thing that everyone gets involved in is putting stuff into this area that we've defined. Cleaning is important, as is researching. So, right now, we'll let people just go. People want beds. Alright. So I'm going to build a wall here and a wall here. I'm going to build beds on either side. They won't like it for a minute because it'll all be one big room. But we only have so much time to do so much stuff. Why am I not looking at these people? Because I've told them to haul stuff, and unless they're incapable of hauling, they're doing it. And that's going to take a while. So again, let's define our structures here. Power's on this side. Okay, actually, let me make use of some of the tools I have. Let's define our theoretical hallway as being right here, which would mean that we have a room here. Yeah. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like 4x4 rooms. Other people will say different. They're wrong. No, they're not wrong. They're probably right. I'm probably wrong. But that doesn't matter much. Okay. So again, my theoretical 4x4 rooms look like this, and like this. So this is going to be 6 bedrooms, or 5 bedrooms and one place to keep prisoners. So I'm going to want to start with my, let's see, do I push this out? No, actually that's pretty good. Maybe I could push it over one and take more advantage of this wall here and not have to build as much out there. Yep, that's what I'm going to do. Alright, back to orders. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, that's good. That's what I want. Nope, not that. Okay. Building this and this. 2, 2. Moving this over. Moving this over. And I'm going to say moving this over a couple of times. Let's see, what else could I be saying instead of describing exactly what I'm doing? I could talk about how much I enjoy this game. I'm going to cancel this, or no, remove this plan. it gives you problems to solve on a regular basis. It tells you stories. It tucks you, well, I guess it doesn't really tuck you in at night. That's probably not accurate. Let's see, and this one right here. Good. So there's my theoretical room start. And I'm going to go ahead and do this the cheapest way I can. Let's go ahead and make this room a little extra big. Right? So, that's going to give me a sheltered area to sit in. The next thing I want to do is build those beds that they were talking about. The first thing I'm going to do is define some sleeping areas. This one will eventually be moved. This one is actually going to be right next to the bed that I want to design, as is this one. So there's 3 people, 3 beds, we're good. So, oh, have we finished hauling, or do we just have, no, we haven't finished hauling, but we do have someone that's starting construction now. That's good. Alright. So let's wait till those walls are up before we move on. So we don't have passive yet. We don't have passive cooling, and we can probably use electricity pretty quick. Let's stick our batteries here by creating another structure. See, that's going to be that there, and then right behind it, I'm going to build our battery area. And we'll just make the battery area part of the kitchen. But again, I'm not going to get ahead of myself here. Or maybe I will, I don't know. Let's see. I think what we're going to do is go and see if we have any other resources available to us. That's potentially a scary room. Get back to that. But it's very far away from us, so we don't have to be scary, and we don't have to deal with scary until we're ready for it. So just looking at the places where spare resources could have dropped. And the game, I mean, the reason why I can ignore people for so long is the game's going pretty slow. I have it on normal. That's actually a lot slower than you want to take it if you're going to be playing this by yourself and not talking over, not explaining what you're doing. Okay, so this wall's almost done. That's really good, actually. Let's see. Now we're looking at how grown trees are. If you look at the oak tree, it's a certain amount grown, has a growth rate. These are growing pretty fast. Okay. Oh, this one looks big. Oh, 90% grown. That's close enough. We'll take that. That one's ready to harvest. 74% grown. And 75. You can certainly mark them for cutting down at any stage of their growth. But I'm just kind of, you know, unnecessarily min-maxing here. Certainly if they were in the way structurally, I would cut them down quickly. The other thing I'm kind of keeping a half an eye out for is bushes like this, which provide me a little extra food boost. Because soon after, raspberry bushes, soon after we get everything all stacked up, I'm going to, especially if I start having colonists idle, I'm going to start addressing the food situation. The food situation is going to get addressed here. We have quite fertile soil, so actually kind of happy with that. Oh, here we go. Here's some useful stuff. That useful stuff is steel, and weirdly, it helps you build I mean, it helps you build batteries and solar panels and things that you'd expect. But weirdly, it helps you build sandbags. I'd think maybe sand would be what you'd need there, but fine, whatever. That kind of prevents you from creating huge um, defensive works, or limits the defensive works that you can build. Before I distracted myself with that important information, I was going to maybe pause for a moment and map out my growing zones. Yeah, just sort of out in the middle here is good. Fewer trees to cut down, so I'm going with 5x4s, clicking away to deselect. I'm out of the architect mode. I'm selecting the area. Potato plants, no, I'm going to go with rice. It's the fastest growing thing. But the fact that I'm doing that really doesn't matter, because I'm just going to go ahead and define a bunch of other growing zones at the same time. Okay. There's an issue with doing this, is that if you touch, I find that if you touch that zone, it expands it, which is annoying, because that's not what you wanted. So we go to delete zone, undo that, click away, click away, there we go. Now I've right-clicked once, and it wants to expand the growing zone again. And I right-click, so you have to sort of fiddle with this in order to bend it to your will when you're doing the sort of nonsense that I'm doing, which is defining a bunch of growing zones at once, right next to each other. You certainly could do something a little passive and, you know, put spaces in between the growing zones, but I want to be efficient. Strawberry plants are nice. And I think I'm going to go ahead, define one more growing zone, and I pretty much always do this whether I can plant it or not. Define one more growing zone for heel root, so that I don't have to think about when I get a grower that can actually plant. What am I talking about? If you notice, heel root has a minimum skill of 8 associated with it. So you need to have a grower that has a skill, growing of 8. Well, that's not an 8. And that's not quite an 8. It's going to get close, and quickly. But Stas is bringing us a growing skill of 8. So she's brilliant. So good. We're almost done with the construction here. I think I want to make sure that this door is built. In fact, I want to make sure this wall is built completely before I move to the next step. What are other people doing? Double click. They're doing some hauling. Boom rats. Those explode when you kill them. I don't understand that. But that's fine. I'm not supposed to understand everything. I just want to. Okay, so this is going to be our battery area. We're actually going to dig it out a bit. So I'm gonna wait, because I don't need the batteries until I have a something doing electricity, something making electricity for me. And electricity is not going to be my first need. My first need is going to be a place to sleep. So this here, and I did that wrong. Because, and this is not for gameplay reasons, this is purely for aesthetic reasons. I'm using the Q key or the E key to spin this so I can get the head up against the wall. Let's just chalk that one up to a little weird. So I put this in the wrong place. Going to not we'll deconstruct, just kills it. I'm going to put this here, and I don't care which direction they're facing here. And I'm going to hit L to mine out that wall so that I can place the other bed in the right place. So Dude Bomb is continuing the construction, and Rusty and Stas are still doing the hauling. So looking for a little global view here. Yeah, this is fine. We're getting towards the end of the day. Having places to sleep, and maybe even some nice places to sleep. That's good work for the first day. Okay. So we'll eventually get to the point where... Okay, let's see. We'll eventually get to the point where we can start thinking about what work they're going to be doing the next day. But I have a little idle time here to go look for trees of efficiency. Well, that's close enough, 90%. I'm deciding not to be quite as fussy as I was before. And the reason why I'm looking for trees to cut is because, well, we're running out of wood. So things that I want to build now should probably not be made of wood. So construction failed. Sometimes resources get wasted during a failure of construction. So that's Dude Mom taking a nap. What is Stas up to? She is probably hauling. Okay. And actually, I think this is going to be the last of the hauling. So good. Got sleeping area defined, and the hauling done on the first day. Sweet. Well, I will speed up Stas's trip to bed, and that, I think, will be our first day of ETNO Escapades. This is actually working out pretty well. This is Arada Yabo, and this is RimWorld ETNO Escapades. See ya.